Hey everybody, hope and pray that you're doing well. Today as we come to our word from the word. And today that word is credit. Credit. Now as we're moving on to 2 Samuel chapter 4 today, and as always, pray you're seeing all these stories, reading the passages behind it. You find that now Ishbosheth, and as he has been murdered. The people come and bring the head, his head, and they like turn it in like a trophy and say, David, I know this is what you wanted. Look, this is that opposing king, right? This is the one that we knew you really didn't want in place. And they even get to the point where they say that, hey, this is the Lord who has done this. And I want you to notice what he says, because this is where there's something specific David says I want us to look at. So starting in 2 Samuel chapter 4, verses 9 through 11 says, But David answered Rechab and Baanah, his brothers, the son of Rimmon the Beerothite, and said to them, as the Lord lives, you notice that theme, who has redeemed my life from all adversity. When someone told me, saying, Look, Saul is dead, thinking to have brought good news, I arrested him and had him executed in Ziklag, the one who thought I would give him a reward for his news. How much more when wicked men have killed a righteous person in his own house, on his bed? Therefore shall I not now require his blood at your hand and remove you from the earth? Now, you might look at that and say, well, that didn't have anything to do with prayer or conversation with God. But there's something there about, as they say, may the Lord do this, and as the Lord lives, almost as if they're swearing and saying, look, this is the truth I'm telling you. Look, as God lives, this is the truth that I'm telling you. And as God is my witness, is almost kind of saying it that way. But here's the thing that I want us to look at, right? The reason I say credit. Did you catch what David said right there at the beginning? He said, as the Lord lives, the one who has kept me from all adversity, the one who has saved me and redeemed me over and over again. In other words, these men come and they say, look, we have done, and the Lord has done this by killing him. He says, no, you took what you thought to be right. They committed cold-blooded murder by deceit, even worse than what we saw earlier in the book. And so David says, look, I'm tired of y'all using all these, I imagine at this point, he's tired of all these people coming and say, look, I killed this person for you. I killed this person for you. He says, no, God is in control. The Lord is the one that's kept me safe. I don't need all of you acting this way as if you think that you're doing me a favor, when in fact, now you're bringing even more judgment on yourself. They would actually only be making it more difficult for him to be on the throne. Can you imagine how all of Israel would have felt if David was basically killing everybody that had any way to the throne and say, well, wait a minute, I thought you trusted in God. I thought God put you on the throne. So it's amazing how David is able to use the wisdom that God had given him, the patience that God had given him, and also the knowledge to know that God had always been the one who was keeping him safe. But I just love the fact that he was giving God the credit where credit was due. And I couldn't help but think, how often do we do that? How often do you give God the credit when it's due? We just talked about Sunday. The fact that Jesus Christ is preeminent over all, that he is, not only the top of every category. I mean, he is the category. There's nothing that we can really, no words that we have to really describe how worthy he is of our worship. But I wonder, as we understand that God is sustaining all, he created all and sustains it and upholds our lives and when everything else seems to be falling apart, we can always turn to him and he's still holding everything together. But how much credit do we give to God? I see a lot of times that we give a lot of credit to doctors and nurses and to rescue personnel and soldiers and all these things. And don't take this the wrong way. But look, we have to make sure that we are thanking God that he is working through all those people. right? Sometimes we focus too much on the people themselves who are being obedient vessels and channels of God's love, but we have to remember that God is the source of all blessings. We see that from James, right? That he is the only source of all good, and he is worthy to be praised. So let's be careful to make sure that we're giving credit where credit is due. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.